The Demon Slayer manga ended in 2020, and fans have been asking for more content on this lovable universe and enjoyable characters. Although a few manga spin-offs have already been published, there are still a lot more possibilities and scenarios the creators could choose to adapt into future stories. And why not anime adaptations as well? In this video, we will explore 15 spin-off stories that Demon Slayer could expand into.
Nice.
We can guarantee to you that by the end of the video, you will definitely become obsessed with at least a few of these potential spin-offs. When the video ends, make sure to comment which spin-off story you would want to see the most. Spin-off story number 1, Tanjiro's origins and full backstory. This story would see Tanjiro's father as the protagonist, and we would get to see his life, his struggles, and his journeys as he passed down the Hinokami Kagura. Plus, it would be cool seeing the full extent of his powers without his sickness dragging him down. Spin-off story number 2, the previous Hashira era. Just imagine a story revolving around the battles and struggles of the previous pillars. The protagonists would be Shinjiro, Urokodaki, Kane, Jigoro, as well as the rest of the pillars we were not introduced to, meaning the other ones that were killed in the battle. Just imagine how epic that would be, seeing prime pillars fighting. How epic, and at the same time emotional, would the reaction of Shinjiro be while he witnesses his friends and fellow demon slayers being killed in front of him, while he slowly realizes the huge gap there is between them and the elite demons, leading into his depression and despair. That would give more context and help into better understanding how Shinjiro came to be a drunk, depressed man that resembled nothing with his former self. It could serve as a bittersweet story, knowing that this generation failed to defeat the Demon King and in the process lost many of their comrades. But on the bright side, they successfully passed the torch to the next generation of Demon Slayers. They played their crucial part so that humans could finally defeat the demons. This story would end at the point where Kamado Tanjiro meets Urokodaki and begins his training. Spin-off story number 3, the previous Upper Moons. In Demon Slayer, it was stated that the 12 Kizuki did not change for over 100 years, but this means that they did change at some point, right? Who were these previous demons? How did their backstories look? What were they like? What happened to them? Who killed them? Was Muzan the one to kill them? And if so, why? Or was this all done by another Demon Slayer who was strong enough to achieve this remarkable feat? We would be introduced to yet another overpowered main protagonist and witness his journey and struggles. The story could end with his tragic death, either dying as a proud fighter in the battlefield or dying as an old man, feeling that he failed his whole life's purpose. Both tragic endings, but it could fit the theme of Demon Slayer that, honestly speaking, was never about sunshine and rainbows. People die. Bad things unfortunately happen in life, and this story could very much remind us of that. Spin-off story number 4, Muzan as a protagonist.
You serious?
Many could say, I don't know how this would be interesting. Well, if done properly, we could witness the evolution of Muzan. How a normal human came to be the most ruthless and the most evil character in the series. If done properly, we could have another Better Call Saul spin-off show on our hands. Who knows? Spin-off story number 5, Yoichi's story. We witnessed some of his backstory in the canon story so far, but I can confidently say that I speak on behalf of all Demon Slayer fans when I'm saying that we would all love to see more of this badass character. This could be a small anime adaptation since we know some of his life, but imagine how epic the fight scenes would be. Yoichi would be something like Saitama in this universe. In the more serious version, of course. No one would be able to even touch him. Spin-off story number 6, Kokushibo's story. Just like Yoichi, Kokushibo, despite being a villain, is also highly loved by fans. As a result, a short series giving us more content on his life would definitely be way more than welcome. Spin-off story number 7, another Demon King appears in the future. This could happen through a variety of ways, but the point is that a new generation of Demon Slayers is called to defeat the new Demon King. From here onwards, the possible outcomes are innumerable. The creators could write this story however they liked, but I've got a feeling that this new Demon King could look awfully close to Rihanna instead of Michael Jackson. Or could it be Shakira? Or maybe Jennifer Lopez? Okay, I'll stop. Let's get back to our video. Spin-off story number 8, a generation between Yoichi and Tanjiro. The downside of this version would be that, again, we would know that this generation did not succeed in killing Muzan. So at the end of the day, we would be left with some negative emotions that our protagonists died without achieving their goal. Spin-off story number 9. A new Demon King appears in the future. But, you see, there's a catch this time. If they made this Demon King exactly like Muzan, then this story would feel so repetitive.
Boring.
So instead, this new Demon King has already conquered the sun, meaning that he cannot be killed through sun-breathing, red blade, or, yeah, the sun. As a result, his motives are different. Muzan never wanted to kill all humans, he just wanted to become a perfect being, to achieve complete immortality and become invincible. Now that this Demon King already has this part covered, his motives would be even more evil than Muzan's. He could maybe enslave humans just so he could eat them. Humans could be living in fear no matter where they are, because this Demon King hunts them down just to pass the time. Since nothing can seemingly kill him, the only way to defeat him is by using some kind of medicine. Or the other option would be have a demon that sides with the humans and fights the Demon King. This could mean that the protagonist of this series is a demon that opposes to the cruelty and decides to side with the humans to stop the violence. He could be presented with ethical dilemmas and inner conflicts, as he also craves human flesh just like any other demon. After all, he needs to eat as well. Spin-off story number 10. Our story continues a few centuries after the original Demon Slayer timeline. During this timeline, no more demons exist, but breathing forms do. It could take a turn of events like Attack on Titan, where we all thought that the enemies would be demons again, but it turns out that this would be yet another instance of conflict between humans fighting against each other. The humans would be using breathing forms to fight each other, and it kind of goes against the name Demon Slayer, as there wouldn't be any demons, but hey, this could still be an interesting story. Spin-off story number 11. Demons appear again in the future. In this story, someone finds out how Muzan was created in the first place and decides to create multiple demons once more. This someone could be a doctor, or maybe just an evil person. He could do this in his efforts to find a cure for diseases, either for him or a member of his family, and somehow make a mistake that would allow these demons to escape from his lab, or straight up create demons because he's evil and he wants to see the world burn. And if you thought that one Demon King was a problem, imagine what would happen if multiple of them coexisted at the same time. Given their arrogance, they would definitely fight amongst each other, or the stronger ones would create groups of demons and be in charge of them. The demons would be fighting each other, but for sure the humans would be caught in the middle of it. The world would be thrown into chaos. In this era, a boy is born that is just like Yoriichi. The prophecies all spoke about a hero that would be born bearing a Demon Slayer mark. This kid leads his generation through their journey to rid the world from demons once again. Spin-off story number 12. Inosuke gets his own show. In this anime, we just have Inosuke giving nicknames to people. No fighting, just Inosuke dropping a masterclass on how to give people nicknames. Spin-off story number 13. The backstory of Rengoku. This story already exists as a manga spin-off, so I believe it'd be great if one day the content of this manga gets animated as well, especially from the fact that Rengoku is among the fan favorites, and from the fact that we did not get to enjoy him for that long, as he was killed by Akaza. I'm pretty sure this anime adaptation would be very well received and loved by fans. Spin-off story number 14. The backstory of Tomioka. This story also exists as a manga spin-off, and I believe that one day it's going to be animated as well. I mean, the producer struck gold with Demon Slayer, so I don't believe they would pass on the opportunity to profit even more from the series. I mean, the money Demon Slayer has made is honestly out of this world. Plus, they could maybe make Tomioka have some friends in this story for a change. Spin-off story number 15. Alternate what-if scenarios. The possibilities are endless, and quite honestly, some of them could even be extremely enjoyable. For instance, we could imagine what would have happened if Sanemi was sent to Mugen Train instead of Rengoku. Can you imagine that? Well, if not, then click on this video where we show you what would happen if Sanemi was sent to Mugen Train instead of Rengoku. Go on, click it!